Hi, I'm Mason, and I'm from the YouTube channel It's Raining Red. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed, I would consider subscribing. It would mean a lot, not just to me, but to everybody else. Um, I know a lot of you guys have been wanting me to do another video, so that's what we're going to be doing. And it's just going to be focusing on what is going to be happening and what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life because right now I don't really know. Um so the goal is that hopefully I'll be able to get an apartment like someday in the future. Um Hopefully my mom or my stepdad will help me out with that cuz I've been trying to be more independent as an adult. Like taking my dog out, making sure she has food and water, taking the garbages out and the recycling, and, doing the dishwasher when I'm supposed to. Stuff like that. My laundry, taking a shower, stuff like that. And I have just, I've been trying to be more independent. Um, but the goal is to hopefully get an apartment someday, or a car, or maybe a truck, or a minivan. Um, because I also want to drive someday too. You know, I don't want to, be stuck, having to take public transportation my whole entire life. I want to be able to drive too. So that's my biggest hope is hopefully that will happen. Um, as for what else is going to be happening with my life, I don't know. You know, um, I'm going to be getting back into rapping, which is going to be kind of hard, but I think most of it will be pretty easy because why not? So in 2027, you guys know that I'm going to be going to visit Violet for the very first time, and I'm getting super excited for that. um, but yeah, it's going to be fun. I've never been on an airplane before, so that's going to be very interesting. Because she lives all the way in Oregon. That's a pretty long way, but I told her, I was like, I'll come see you. Like, why not? So that's what I'm gonna be doing in 2027. On my birthday, I have to start kind of scheduling like what we're gonna be doing, like when I go visit Violet, because there's gonna be so much that we're gonna be doing. Um, we're gonna go to Olive Garden for our first date. That's gonna be fun. My mom and stepdad are gonna go with me for the first time to visit Violet because they didn't want me going by myself because like I don't know what like terminal to be in. Like I don't know. So they're going with me for the first time to go visit Violet. We're gonna be going to get coffee. We're gonna be going to a place called In and Out, which I heard has really good like burgers. I've been wanting to go there. I've seen some of my friends on YouTube kind of talk about it, so we're gonna be going there. We're gonna be going to get coffee at a place called Dutch Bros. So that's gonna be fun. We're gonna be staying in a hotel when we get there, and hopefully Violet will be able to stay in the hotel with us because that's gonna be fun. Um, but yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff. My mom's gonna try and find like a train ride that we can go on, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, I start planning for it on my birthday in 2027, so I'm hoping everything will go good. I'm hoping it's not going to be like a breakup. I don't really want that. And that's kind of what I'm afraid of, or like kind of what my second thoughts are is like, if I go visit Violet, I don't want it to be a breakup. Like, I want us to stay together forever. I'm not worried about that because I know she loves me. But my brain's like, maybe that's what's going to happen. But I can't be thinking about that because I got to think positive. Like, me and Violet have been together for 9 years. Next year in 2027, it's going to be 10 years that we've been dating. That's awesome. You know, and I get sick of people telling me that this has been an on and off relationship. Let me explain something. So, yes, at the time, I was dating a girl before Violet, and I thought it was going okay, and it wasn't. But that doesn't mean that this has been an on and off relationship because it hasn't. You know, like me and Violet have been dating and talking since 2018. It hasn't been an on and off relationship. Like, we're still dating, we're still together, everything is fine. It hasn't been an on and off relationship, So I'm addressing that. There hasn't been an on and off relationship between me and Violet. Like, we're still dating, we're still talking, everything is fine. The goal, hopefully, is I want to get Violet to live here with me, but my parents think that I'm taking my relationship too fast. And my stepdad's like, well, you need to go try visiting her more before you get her to move in with you. But here's the thing, like, Violet's her own guardian. Yeah, she has a foster mom, but technically Violet's her own guardian. And, you know, I want Violet to live with me because she has seizures. And she has a very weak immune system. So, if something bad happens, like if she gets stressed out, she could be in the hospital. And I don't want that to happen to her because I love her too much for anything like that to happen to her. We sometimes have our arguments, but the thing as a couple is, me and Violet, we always sit down, and whenever we have an argument, we sit down and we talk about it. Excuse me. Like most couples, they just sit down, they talk about it. They talk about like what they can improve on as a couple, like maybe having more communication or being more honest with each other or not trying to hide things from each other. You know what I mean? Because that is the key to having a successful relationship. You have to be honest with each other. You got to have more communication. It's okay to have miscommunication once in a while because that just happens. But to hide things and to not talk to each other about what's going on, that's not good for a relationship. So me and Violet, we always, talk about things, and we always, talk about, okay, what do we need to work on in our relationship? Do we need to work on more communicating? Do we need to work on more being honest with each other. Like, what do we need to work on? And, you know, it's really sad because, you know, she doesn't really talk to her parents anymore, um, because she's transgender. And, you know, her parents never accepted that. So I kind of feel bad that she's lost contact with her parents because they're failing to understand like how she is. But, you know, she talks to me, she talks to, you know, her grandpa and my mom and my stepdad. And it's kind of like, you know, my mom is like a second mom to her, you know. And, you know, I have had people say, oh, well, maybe you're taking your relationship with Violet a little too fast. It's not going fast. You know, every time you're in a relationship, you take things slow. And that's what me and Violet are doing. You know, I don't think that, you know, I'm trying to rush things by being like, oh, well, I want Violet to live with me. I don't think that's rushing things. But my parents think that that's rushing things. That's kind of like being like, oh, well, you need to wait like a couple more years to have her live with you. But I don't want to do that. I want to be happy. I want Violet to live with me so I can keep an eye on her seizures and make sure she's doing okay. You know, I don't want to like find out that she's in a hospital and then something bad happens. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping, if my parents are cool with it, that she can come back with us, that Violet can come back with us, and call it good. Because I love her. I'm not gonna break up with her. I'm with her forever. You know, whether she likes it or not. She's stuck like glue to me. So, what am I gonna do with the rest of my life, you ask? I'm gonna keep rapping. I'm gonna keep doing live streams on Twitch. I'm gonna keep posting videos on here. And that's what I'm gonna keep doing with the rest of my life. Maybe get a car, truck, or minivan like sometime in the near future and go traveling. Because I want to learn more about my heritage, about where I'm from, my ancestors. Like, I want to keep learning about that. So that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Appreciate you guys listening, appreciate you guys watching, and like I said, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Raining Red. That's where I post videos, that's where I talk about things. And if you're new, you can follow me on Twitch at Reap What You Watch. Thanks for listening. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, bye.